Hi, my name's Chef Danger. Welcome back to the Danger Pit. And today, I'm going to explain to you how I wasted £250 fucking up a really important cook. So every year, me and my pals, we go to Wales, just for the weekend away, and these are my writing friends. They help me plan these episodes, they help listen to me complain when I'm struggling to make the videos, and they give me ideas, they give me inspiration, and my way of returning that to them is I cook for them once a year. I'll take them some barbecue, and I've done with varying degrees of success, and I thought I had a foolproof plan of cooking something that I cook all the time and I know will hit. People talk about beef ribs.
Good lord.
As just the best mouthful in barbecue, and I think I agree. Like, nothing hits quite like beef ribs hit. So I went to Costco and I bought 15 kilos of beef ribs. It's enough to feed 16 people. Lovely British beef. They're really nice. They were really nice beef ribs till I got my hands on them. Jesus.
That is a fucking lot of meat.
Bloody hell. Oh, start a fire. Oh, the sun's right in my fucking eyes. Which good, I'm glad.
I was gonna say, you look, it framed, like the sun is at the right place. It's almost like you planned this.
God, could you imagine? Organised like a cook.
Madness.
But you don't have to record everything, right?
But it does help, right? Like,
It makes a lot of B-roll.
yeah.
Certainly adds a lot of je ne sais quoi.
I mean, the best parts of all of your videos is just us talking absolute shite.
The most fun bit to do as well. Like, a lot of people talk about the secret ingredient in barbecue being thyme. I actually think it's back pain.
Back pain and bands.
Oh. Done little odds and sods of barbecues this year and stuff, but this will be like the first proper actual good sunny cook of 2025. Yeah.
And everyone knows that. Pride comes before a fall.
Of course, I got the knotty piece right at the start.
Satisfying.
Very satisfying. Just over time and through use, my my wood cutting stump is just slowly but surely rounding off.
I was gonna say, it's becoming a sphere.
Yeah. I need to replace it at some point. But it was because you need like special, like I use Scottish oak for my chopping logs because it's really knotty and gnarly. Like these nice sort of straight cut pieces. They're great for barbecue, they're great for cooking, but you couldn't use it as a chopping block because the axe will just go right through it. And I always feel like a twat paying 40 quid for like a big block of wood when I pay 40 quid for a huge box of wood. Whatever.
Let's have a look at your oily pyramid.
Not very exciting, it's every oily pyramid I've ever built. I was
If it works.
watching a video of some other pitmasters doing beef ribs last night. It's like, not about stealing the recipes and stuff, I just kind of want to see how they do them. And I was watching Jerby, who's a bit of an arsehole to be fair. He seems like a bit of a knobhead, but he won like the Texas Monthly Best Barbecue Award a couple of times in a row. And he's using like aerosol spray oil, which makes sense. Like I wanted to get it so I could like spray on the outside of Big Alice because she's starting to flake now. He's just made a flamethrower from it. It's got this like aerosol vegetable oil flamethrower, and I'm just like, I'm sat there and I'm like, oh, that's fucking stupid, isn't it?
But you really want one.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking flamethrower.
That's a bit American, isn't it? It's a bit unnecessary. And then I was thinking about it and I'm like, actually, it's what I'm doing by making like oil pyramids, but with less steps. Doesn't mean I agree with it. Right.
Ooh, pre-foiled.
Pre-foiled.
Look at you all fucking on the ball.
I just wanted like I love doing a big cook day like today on a Saturday when the weather's nice, and like I say, this is the first proper like lovely cook of the summer. Summer, it's April, but the first lovely cook where it's actually warm outside. I just kind of wanted to spend as much of today as possible fanning around. So I did all the boring, tedious stuff yesterday.
You mean like preparing 3 hours worth of fucking ribs?
Yes, that was a drag. This isn't actually part of the cook. I'm doing this for something else. This is a...
Birria?
Oh yeah, make it a birria for the family. And controversially, and despite what everybody says, I'm not even trimming nor seasoning this brisket. I'm just going full like, you know, you see chicken coming out of a can. Lovely. Hygiene. I got a lighter I can borrow.
Yes.
Thank fuck, because once again, I haven't got a lighter. Thank you. Right, let's get some ribs on.
So these are going in one big sheet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, it'll all fit on the smoker all in one go.
That's handy.
Oh, if they fucking do. I have no contingency in place if they don't. Just taking the excess of the injection off that I put in last night. I do want these a little bit wet, I want them a little bit tacky, but I don't want them stopping, or the rub just won't stick. The cows, they yearn for the grass. The big issue started, first of all, with the rub. Now, usually whenever I do my rub, I mix it together in a shaker and I sprinkle it all on. I wanted to see if it would work layering the flavours. So, I'm doing this a little bit different. I'm going to be layering these in like a process of like layering the flavours. So I'm going to go salt and pepper, then my finishes. People swear by it. Now, I don't see the logic, and I can see my camera lady doesn't see the logic either. It makes no sense. People say that you can really taste the difference. Now, ordinarily I'd fully agree, and for the sake of laziness, I'd mix it all together in advance of and just fucking throw it all on, whatever. But beef ribs, they're very, very steaky. So my thinking being, I'll handle these a little bit like a steak, and not only will like it look good for the camera, but it'll save me a little bit of time, and it'll let me experiment and see if you can layer flavours. You can't, it's a fucking line, it doesn't work. Just gonna hit these with salt first. Now I'm not going super heavy on the salt, because these have been injected, and so there's gonna be quite a lot of salt in there already. But I am putting enough salt on there to desiccate it and pull out some of that moisture, which I'm hoping will help the pepper stick. Now, black pepper, the bane of my fucking barbecue life in the UK. I can buy finely ground coarse pepper, which is cakey, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't cut the cheese. It's too fine, it's too powdery, it clumps, it sloughs off on the cook. I can get coarsely ground black pepper, which in my opinion is too coarsely ground. Now, this is something like 10 mesh. I want something in the region of like 14 to 16 mesh, so this is too chunky. I went to 2 or 3 supermarkets, including one this morning on an emergency run, and I couldn't get a finer black pepper. So, here's an experiment, which I love experimenting when it's my friend's money. This looks kind of like when I watch videos of other people doing it. This looks similar to what they use, but to me this is too thick, it's too gnarly, but we're gonna have a go. Now, the pepper really matters as well. Like obviously, pepper's delicious, you've gotta have pepper on your beef. But the pepper's kind of what helps the smoke adhere to it. Like if you try and smoke without pepper, there's no real contact for the smoke to adhere to properly. Like the salt is like a desiccant, and so the salt pulls moisture out and the smoke adheres to the moisture, but the pepper's what builds the bark. You've got to have the right kind of pepper. In my opinion, this probably isn't the right kind of pepper, but we'll see. Side note, I am a genius. This didn't work for all the reasons I thought it wouldn't, but there were far bigger problems. We will see.
It kind of looks like it's just going to fall off.
Doesn't it? We'll see.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warnings about events to come are dropped or planted.
Now, when I've done a lot of my other barbecue, I've rubbed it in, really rubbed it in, whereas this time I'm not. I'm just gonna slap it in. In terms of building flavour, so today I'm gonna go with paprika. Now, and then I'm going to hit it with some extra hot chili powder. Ooh. Just a little bit, because I don't want this to be like so hot that the British palate can't stand it. So I'm not going to do the bone side, just because there's literally no point. If I was having them, because I wanted them as full, like, racks of ribs, and if they were full racks of ribs, I would do the underside, because there's quite a lot of exposed flesh on the underside, but these are principally, like, this is mostly bone, all of this is bone, this is the only bit, and I haven't bothered to take this membrane off, so this won't really take much flavour. I could have taken the membrane off. I could have done a lot of things, could have stayed in school, do you know what I mean?
It already took you 3 hours, so like...
Yeah, for a low effort cook, this turned out to be not the most low effort cook ever. So I went salt first, like a steak, and then I went the pepper, and then I went paprika and chili powder. These are things I usually do. But because I didn't mix them together, my ratios were wrong. There was nowhere near enough salt. Now that on its own isn't too much of an issue, but too much chili pepper, too much paprika meant it was powdery, and so that was the first issue.
Ribs.
By removing my glasses, I removed my disguise.
Fucking nerd. Oh yeah, I think you've actually nailed that in terms of how much you can fit on there.
I am shitting myself, but it's not all gonna fit.
I think it will. Oh yeah, that works.
Right, okay, so back to the fucking gunnels. So I've not really got any room for the temperature probe. I've been using this rig now for about 4 years, and I use it all the time. It's my favourite stalker. And I know now that just by, if I had to guess, based on, I can just about make contact with this, and nearer the firebox I can only just touch it. My heart's set, probably running about 300 degrees, ever so slightly hotter than I want it, because I can just about touch this ever so slightly less than I'd like to. I think this is going to have to be how I'm going to have to do my temperatures today. Just...
That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Vibe cooking.
I think it's a pretty cute way to go, to be fair. Like, it's very low tech. No battery's going to run out on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Dark.
That'll do, pig. You having fun there, eating my expensive wood? I'm not going to steal it. I'm not going to steal it. Is that fun? Is that nice? Oh. Oh. Is that £45 delivered a case? Huh? A little shit. And you? Yes, you little bugger. What have you done? What have you been stealing, eh? 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 What have you got there? What have you got there? Huh? Is that an expensive piece of Scottish oak, you shithead? Huh? Little bugger. Little bugger. Can't have nothing in Brexit England. Little shit. Now here's something that I've been doing a bunch recently. So I've got, these are all the trimmings from the top of my beef ribs, and I've got my fire. So what I'll do is take this, introduce this to this, and let that make some lovely hamburgery smell. There we go, look at that. So I took all the beef fat that I trimmed from the ribs, my thinking being, I'll add it to the fire. I've done that in the past, it's worked out really well. But in the past I've only had a little bit of beef trim, whereas beef ribs, they're really fatty. There was loads of beef trim. Every time I added a log during this cook, I added some beef fat to the fire. My thinking being, take it to Flavour Town, you know, really get those like hamburgery flavours. And so, as the cook progressed, one thing I didn't realise until I'd taken everything off, cooled everything down, and had a taste was that beef fat, because it wasn't rendered tallow, it was still just natural fat. It produced so much soot, so much black oily soot and creosote, and I didn't notice until I tasted it just how fucking vile they were. Like, they cooked fine, they cooked to tenderness. They just tasted fucking vile. All I could taste was creosote. So they're in the bin. My name's Chef Danger. Catch me for part 2 when I undo this incredibly expensive mistake. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters, whose contributions have allowed me to undo this huge fucking mistake.